guys, so I'm going to read you an email that I just got that I think's hilarious. And if anyone that follows me is from Pennsylvania, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's called Talking Pennsylvanian. Okay, it says, once a Pennsylvanian, always a Pennsylvanian. And this will prove that I'm from Pennsylvania because I was laughing so hard at this. Okay, about Pennsylvanians, you're never referred to as Philadelphia as anything but Philly, and New Jersey has always been Jersey, which is true. We don't go to the beach, we go down to the shore. You refer to Pennsylvania as PA, pronounced PA. How many other states do that? You guys, or even use guys, in some places, is a perfectly acceptable reference to a group of men and women. You know how to respond to the question, did you eat yet? Spelled DJEETYET. You learned how to pronounce Bryn Mawr, Wilkes-Barre, Schuylkill, the Poconos, Tamaqua, Tunkhannock, Ballstonwood, Tuscany, and Monongalia. I was getting confused with that one. You know that Lancaster's pronounced Lancaster, which it is, not Lancaster. You know what a mummer is, and you're disappointed if you don't catch the latest highlights of the parade. You know what Punxsutawney Phil is, and what it means if you see a shadow. The first day of Buck and the first day of dough season are school holidays, which is so true. Okay. At least 5 people on your block have electric candles on most of their windows all year long. You know what a state store is, and now your out-of-state friends find it incredulous that you can't purchase Minner at the mini mart. If you're not from PA and you don't know this, we have state stores. They used to be called liquor stores, but now you have to call them state stores. And that's the place that sells all the liquor. They don't sell beer there. To go to get beer, you have to go to the beer distributor, where you can then get a keg, you can get a pack, you can get a case, you can get like a pounder, wherever, like, yeah. And at local grocery stores, some of them you can buy alcohol, but they don't sell cigarettes because you can't have cigarettes and alcohol, so yeah. Words like hoagie, crip, chick, ham, dippy eggs, sticky buns, shoe fly pie, lemon sponge pie, pierogies, and pocketbook actually mean something to you. And hoagie is a sub or submarine or whatever anyone else calls it. Crick is a creek, like having a creek. Chipped ham is chipped ham. Dippy eggs are like the over easy ones where like you can just dunk shit in them. Sticky buns, delicious. Shoe fly, even more amazing. Lemon sponge pie, awesome. Pierogies, my sister husband is Polish, and we eat pierogies like all the time because they're amazing. And pocketbook means purse. You can eat cold pizza for breakfast and know that others who do the same, and those from New York find this barbaric. Cold pizza? Who doesn't love it? You've not only heard of birch beer, but you know it comes in several colors. There's blue, there's white, there's brown, there's red, there's creamy colored, and there's like any variation in between. You know the difference between a cheesesteak and a pizza steak sandwich. You know also you can get a really good one outside of the Philly area, except maybe in Atlantic City on the boardwalk. Okay, cheesesteak is like chip steak with like not like actual steak, with cheese and onions and peppers and mushrooms and mayo, and it's delicious. And a pizza steak sandwich is where you use pizza, you put steak on it, and then you roll it up and eat it. Also known as a pizza rolla. You live for summer, when street and county fairs signal the beginning of funnel cake season. There is always a fair down the street from me. I love it. You know that Blue Ball, Intercourse, Paradise, Climax, Birmingham, Beaver Moon, Virginville, Mars, Bethlehem, Hershey, Indiana, Sinking Spring, Jersey Shore, State College, Washington Crossing, Jinthorpe, King of Prussia, Wind Gap, and Slippery Rock are all PA towns. The first 3 were consecutive stops on the old Reading Railroad. Yes, that's correct. I've actually been to Blue Ball, Intercourse, Paradise. I've been to Climax. I've been to Bird and Hand. I've been to Virginville. I've been to Mars. I've been to Bethlehem. I've been to Hershey. I've been to Indiana. I've been to Sinking Spring. I've been to Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore is like actually kind of close to where I live. I've been to State College. I've been to Washington Crossing. My sister lives near Jinthorpe, so I've been there. King of Prussia, amazing mall. Wind Gap, been there. Slippery Rock, also been there. You know what a township borough and commonwealth is? I do. You can identify drivers from New York, New Jersey, Maryland, or any other neighboring states by their unique and irritating driving habits and their front license plates. True. Traffic jam is 10 cars waiting to pass a horse-drawn carriage on the highway in Lancaster County. You know several people who have hit a deer more than once. Also true. You carry jumper cables in your car and your female passengers know how to use them. I know how to change an oil, change tires. I know a whole bunch of shit about cars. Yeah. Driving is always better in the winter because the potholes are filled with snow. Also true, Pennsylvania roads are horrible. When you're killed, you built snow forts and leaf piles that were taller than you. You know beer doesn't grow in a garden, but you know where to find a beer garden. Also true, you know someone who lives down the lane. You actually understand all this and send it to other Pennsylvanians and former Pennsylvanians. Being from PA means you have ring bologna and cheese for all holidays, plus Penn State and Pittsburgh football games. Yeah, ring bologna is the best, especially from the country store. I love it. But I just thought that was funny because if you're from Pennsylvania and like you know anything about Pennsylvania, you know that that is like completely true. I've lived in Pennsylvania pretty much all my life, and like nothing, nowhere else compares to Pennsylvania because like we're redneck, but we're classy redneck, and it's pretty much amazing. Yeah. And I guess that we have an accent. I've never heard my accent. They say it's like if we're from like Canada and Texas. Like if Canada and Texas had a baby, I guess that's what our accent would sound like. I don't think I have an accent, but I have heard that actually a lot, and I hear that I have a really thick accent, which I don't know. I don't think I have an accent. Everybody pronounces stuff differently though, because you know we're from Pennsylvania. Okay, so that's all I wanted to do. Cause yeah, I mean, and I have a shirt that says Pennsylvania girls know how to hunt. I've been hunting. Oh my god, I could like name all the stuff that's like really Pennsylvanian, like scrapple, like liver and onions, cheese bologna sticks from a country store, Little Philly. Everybody knows about Little Philly. Actually, yeah, I know Little Philly really well. You know what a Wegmans is. You know what a Giant is. You know what a Wise's is. You know about Dunkin' Donuts. You know about Krispy Kremes. You know about all the bars in your area. Like I can name all the bars near my house. Um, you know where to go if you want to go parking. You know where all the local coal mines are. I know where every single coal mine is once I get into coal country because I don't live in coal country. I live in the gas industry area with like the Marcellus Shale, and then I live near like a couple shale pits. And you know where all the dams are, and you know where all the fish ladders are, and you know that you shouldn't fish in a fish ladder because your line can get caught and then you're fucked. So this is all about Pennsylvanian people. So if you're from Pennsylvania, feel free to send this video to your friends, especially if you agree with any of it. And you also know that 80 has the worst roads ever, and they never repaired them. And you know that Rendell, when he was in office, somehow he sent all his money wherever and like did all those pay cuts and shit, and then he never put any effort into the roads. So that's my mini rant. Rendell, you suck, but whatever. That's why I have new people now.